Hello everyone. I hope you've had a great weekend and a great start to the week. I know I've spent time this weekend getting things prepared for this coming week. I have a few different interviews and I gave a lesson for the congregation where I attend, and I've had some time to prepare more of the videos that I'm going to put on here. And I've really walked through making sure that there are encouraging pieces to them, that there are, joy, and if nothing more than that, I mean, it's a different perception. It's a way to look at things a little differently and maybe just cause you to think about your own life, right? As much as I've thought about mine. I want to really round out the idea of control today and just the ways that I know it's impacted my life and how it may can help you to learn from my lessons. I had to actually go and see a counselor during my difficulties because of how much pressure it put on my shoulders. And she really helped me identify in my own mind what I wanted out of everything and truly in the long run help me identify how to get there. One thing we did in counseling was we made a list, and on one side was everything I could control, and on the other side was everything that I could not control. And the list of things I could not control was a lot bigger than the list of things that I can control. I can control me. I can control my behaviors, my actions, my words, my reactions, just me. That's it. I can't control what someone else does, their behavior, their actions, their reactions, how they think, what they say. I can't control that. When considering career, in the first 7 years outside of college, I was laid off three separate times. None of them were for personal reasons. Once was for the company financially having issues, difficulties. One was for a company outsourcing positions to India, and one was for just restructuring in a company that caused my position to be lost. So things obviously happen, right? And I could have taken those as a setback and never pressed forward, never tried to get better, and just let them hurt. There is a grieving process to everything, and that's something we may talk about down the line, but there is a process. We have to be able to grieve the loss, but then we have to be able to pick up and move on. We have to be able to find the next job. I mean, it's money, it's how we provide for our families. We have to continue on looking, continue on to walk down that path. And so something very important for me is that I really had to learn it's not personal. I took it personal for a long time, but it's not a personal thing. I mean, a company is going to make a choice for what the company needs, for the best of the company, for their money, for the finances, for the longevity of the company. It just is what it is. We can't do anything about what that company is doing. So we can sit back and we can allow it to eat us alive, or we can, dust it off and keep moving. And it's not always the easiest thing. Sometimes it takes time, right? As everything can. But the most important piece of that is to remember to keep going, is to remember to continue on that path. How I relate that is in the scriptures in the Bible. It talks about, Paul specifically brings it up lots of times. He brings up how life is like a race and we need to endure the race. And when you think about that, I picture going up a mountain. I picture it being like a cross country race, but it's a cross country race that only stops when our time on this earth is done, our time in this life is finished. But there's tree limbs and there's roots and there's animals and there's all these distractions and all these things that can make us fall, all these things that can make us trip and lose our balance or lose where we are on that road. The most important thing is that every time we fall, we've got to get back up. Never about how many times you trip or you stumble or you fall down. It's that you always get back up and keep continuing to endure and keep continuing to walk your path and keep your head upright and continue going. How we react to others is very important. In the past, if someone came to me and they acted ugly, they acted crazy, they were pushing my buttons, they were trying to prod the bear, right? They were trying to get the bear mad. And there were times that I let it happen, right? The same level of intensity and anger and frustration coming at me came right back out. And I felt horrible for it at those times. And I know that, I've apologized for it to the people and I've tried my best to make amends there in that situation. And I'm not perfect and I realize that. But it took my road, it took my journey, and it took the patience that I built from everything, especially with having kids and just with everything I went through. It taught me patience. Where now, if someone comes and tries to poke or prod the bear, someone tries to make me angry, someone tries to frustrate me, it's almost second nature just to let it go. And that was not an easy process. That was not something that just happened overnight like that. It's something that really took time to work through it, to work on it. Not just think about it, but to actually work on it, to put a plan in action and drive towards it. And it was incredible because the times that things would continue to happen and happen and happen, what was so cool was just watching the peace and the calm that I know God was giving me through those things because of laying things at his feet, because of me casting those cares and anxieties on him instead of letting it affect me. And it's not to say that nothing ever affects me. It's not to say I've perfected this, but it's something that has helped me tremendously in my lifetime. We shouldn't allow how someone else is to affect us. Like I said in the very first video, we don't know what people are going through. We don't know their demons. We don't know what they're facing. We don't know their past. We don't know their present. We don't know what's happening with them. And most of the time when people are lashing out, when people are frustrated or angry or just being difficult, they're facing something and it is externally showing itself. And they're not potentially trying to harm you or trying to put it towards you, but whatever they're going through could show out and could shine through in a way that they don't intend for it. And we never know that. So if we go and we lash out to someone and we behave just like they do, all we're doing is adding fuel in their fire. We're not helping them. In the same manner, and when we have kids, right? So I have two. And kids can get angry, kids can throw fits, kids can get loud, kids can get crazy, and I have boys, so mine are always, playing and loud and rough and rowdy, and I mean, I love them. I wouldn't have it any other way, but sometimes, right, when they get angry about a decision that the parent's making, when they get angry about what dad's told them to do or whoever's told them to do, right, the big thing is that we shouldn't get on their level and add to that. Those are big emotions for small children to be handling. The best thing to do is to take and to provide the peace and the calm that we have as adults, as parents, and pass that to them. So that instead of them overreacting to something because they see a parent overreacting to what they're doing, they can see that calm and that sense of peace. Now, that doesn't mean you can do that with every adult and that it works, right? With adults, it doesn't always happen that way. You can be calm, you can be at peace, you can be soft with your words, you can be kind to them, and they could still be blowing up as much as they are, right? Because they're going through things, and they may not know how to cope with it. They may not understand how to handle it well. And everybody's been on that road. Everybody's been to that place where it's difficult. You're not quite sure what to do. You're not quite sure how to react, and things are just flowing, right? We really have to be aware of that with other people. And we are who we are because of who we are, not someone else. I don't want to be who I am because of how someone else is treating me. I want to stay true to my authenticity, to my originality. I want to stay true to me. I'm going to leave you with one last thought. This is something I've seen on Facebook as well as LinkedIn and other places. If you have $86,400 in the bank, and someone comes and takes $10, what do you do? Do you go and throw away the other $86,390 to go chase down the 10? Do you chase after that 10 and constantly chase after that $10 and try to get it back? Or do we let it go? You see, that translates into seconds. If you have 86,400 seconds in a day, and someone comes and takes 10 seconds and makes you mad, makes you frustrated, makes you angry, whatever it may be, they make you, feel bad. And you go and you chase after that. You chase after that. You try to make it better. You try to make the situation better. You try to go and reclaim those seconds back, and you just think about it the rest of the day, and you're just dwelling on it, and you're letting it consume you. You've just wasted your day. You've wasted those other 86,000 seconds thinking about the 10 seconds that person offended you or affected you. You see, life is really short, and we need to do our best with the time that we have to continue to stay true to who we are and not let things affect us, not let things control us in that capacity. There are people who may try at times in your life to control you, and it is important to have healthy boundaries. But the biggest thing is for us to stay true to who we are. I hope that this has been encouraging to you. I hope that this has been something to bring upliftment to your life. And if nothing else, I hope that it's been something that's a new perspective you can see, and that it helps you to really think about things and make a change in your life for the good. If you ever need anything or have questions, be sure to reach out. Have a great day. Thanks.